Hello, buddy. Welcome back to Tin Man's Core Channel. I'm your host, Jeffrey Tin Man Taylor, and today I'm reacting to another Chillin' Scares video for you guys. And this one's 8 Most Disturbing Things Caught on Dashcam Footage Volume 4. So without further ado, I'm going to turn the lights off, move the camera up here for you guys, and let's get this reaction on the road and in the bag, shall we? Okay, here we go.
This dashcam video was captured in Nuevo Laredo in Mexico. A man and his wife had just crossed the border into the country in the early morning hours of January 3rd, 2020. Shortly after, they were met by this sight. Cars stopped at a light, blocking the road with multiple people standing nearby. As the driver approaches, the car in the middle lane pulls forward and the people outside gesture the driver to pass through. However, just as he tries to do so, a pickup pulls around the corner and blocks the open path. That's when the people outside begin banging on the driver's windows and pulling at the door handles.
I bet there's probably some cartel activity going on here.
It's the cartel. Yeah. See that?
The group does whatever they can to get the vehicle to stop, but the quick maneuvers of the driver allow him to speed around the blocking vehicles and get away back in the opposite direction. Groups such as this one are commonly known to set up roadblock traps like this in different areas. Typically, they'll be looking for passing trucks to steal, which they'll then use for a multitude of different purposes. However, they'll also steal wallets, cell phones, and other valuable items from these unsuspecting drivers. Multiple reports of stolen items, including cars, were filed that morning.
Well, thank God he did not stay there and let them open up his truck door to get him and his passenger out. He'd be probably stranded there. Whew. But thank God he stayed calm and backed up and went around the guy's van that tried to block them in from escaping their trap. But that just shows you that not all road traps work. And a lot of people are not going to be stopping for being robbed. But when you escape a trap like that, just keep on trucking and don't look back. And call the authorities to see if they could go get them before they leave.
James Shaw Jr. was a self-proclaimed auto enthusiast. He owned a Subaru Forester and would commonly take it out for joyrides around California. On January 4th, 2015, James was out on Angeles Crest Highway for a scenic ride through the San Gabriel Mountains in Los Angeles County. Because it goes over the mountains, the Angeles Crest Highway is one of the highest elevated roads in Southern California. James was nearing 2 tunnels and recalled speeding up because he said the echo from the tunnels made the exhaust sound better. However, the road had a sharp turn directly after the second tunnel, something James didn't know at the time. He was going too fast to make that sharp of a turn, resulting in a loss of control. He was left skidding towards the edge, all of which was captured on his dashcam.
I ain't gonna lie, but that exhaust does sound good in the tunnels. Stop. You should have slowed down when you got around that curve. And plus, imagine if there was oncoming traffic from the opposite direction, and then they might hit you if you swerve over that way. Oh, Lord. Crap.
James's car hurls over the edge. However, in a sheer stroke of luck, a drain pipe sticking out from the slope catches his car, saving him from crashing down the mountain, which almost certainly would have been fatal. On top of that, James was left completely uninjured after the crash. He shut off the motor and stepped out onto the drain pipe. From there, he climbed back up to the road and called for assistance. A recovery tow truck retrieved the car, but it was completely totaled. A year later, he posted the dashcam footage online, acknowledging his mistake and hoping others would be able to learn from it. He ultimately admitted that he wasn't paying full attention and had mistakenly assumed the road continued straight after the second tunnel.
You see, if you paid attention to how the road was made, and if you see a sharp curve, then you know you need to turn with the curve instead of like driving at full speed thinking that the road was still straight. Well, thank God his car landed on the drain pipe, because if he didn't, he would have been rolling down that mountain nonstop and probably had gotten killed.
This dashcam footage was taken on June 2nd, 2022. It happened in Australia. The driver of this vehicle had both a front-facing and rear-facing camera. Around 5 p.m., the driver was pulling up to a red light to turn left. In the rear-facing camera, a Mercedes can be seen pulling up just behind it. Almost immediately after, the driver's side door swings open. A man gets out and starts quickly approaching the vehicle holding some sort of metal object.
Hit the pedal to the metal and go. It looks like they're planning on hijacking his car.
Fortunately, the driver happened to be looking in the rearview mirror when the door opened, which gave him enough time to react. He was forced to drive off the road and through a patch of grass, cutting 3 cars in front of him. The man with the Mercedes was left standing in the roadway. The driver who uploaded the footage doesn't know what the man wanted. He mentioned how it was possible he could have cut off the Mercedes earlier on the road without knowing, but evidence of this was never found anywhere in the footage. He could have been trying to rob the driver, or maybe even worse. There's no clear way of knowing for sure.
It might have been possible he cut him off, but if he did not see anything in his dash cam footage showing proof of that, then that guy either might have mistaked him for someone like that, or was actually planning on robbing him. I'll make my adrenaline pump for sure.
On August 1st of 2021, a forest fire in California, later named the Antelope Fire, was started by lightning. Over the next few days and weeks, the fire quickly started spreading. During that time, multiple groups of fire trucks around the area were sent out to try and contain it. The footage you're seeing was taken at 1 in the morning on September 10th. This truck was one of many in a group that was sent out that night. They were driving on a road that was close to the fire, but because of the wind's direction at the time, they quickly got overrun.
I mean, this was all fine when we were driving down here 2 hours ago. And I guess when it got away from us back there, went a little bit deeper interior and just...
244, engine 1671, keep driving. As fast as you can, come on.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to go. This guy's driving slow, but we need to get the f*** out of here.
Yeah, I'll be telling you that too. Because if you see fire just coming up near the road, that's a sign you need to go. Go. Don't stop and look at it. Just keep going. If I was a firefighter, I'd be radioing for like helicopter support, because they carry those fire retardant stuff or water, and just throw it on the flames just to keep it down so it won't be spreading this far. But yeah, that's dangerous and scary.
Copy that. Yeah, we're just gonna turn around.
Turning around is not an option.
The road in front of them had been engulfed by the flames, but by now so was the road behind them. This forced them off the road to find another path.
Go, 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 go.
Talk about nightmare fuel right there. If them trucks in front of him weren't going faster than he wanted to, he should have honked the horn and see if they could get them to go faster. But if the roads are blocked, what are you going to do, right? Might as well just start making a path through the fire and get out of there quick.
Clearing and make it out of the fire. Though some of the other trucks wouldn't be as lucky. A few of those trucks would be pretty badly damaged. But other than one of the drivers receiving burns to his hands, every firefighter made it out uninjured.
Well, thank God for that. I know that's a dangerous job that they're doing because they're properly trained on knowing how to put out fires, and they have the proper equipment to do so.
It wouldn't be until October 15th till the fire was 100% contained. This footage was captured in Slovakia back in 2012. A family was taking a drive on a narrow country road with trees closely packed on both sides. Eventually, they come across a fallen tree covering the whole other side of the road. However, they continue on. But just in front of them, they find another. As they approach the second one, cracking can be heard just in front of them. A tree was falling, and it started a domino effect with more trees falling closer and closer to their vehicle. The family attempts to reverse out of there, but the trees catch up to them and fall directly on top of their car, leaving them trapped. Meanwhile, even more continue to fall on top of them.
Oh, back up. All right. I actually saw this video on the show History's Most Shocking on the History Channel, and they were talking about this, and their theory was that because all the highway building around that area, the roots did not have anywhere to go, so it pretty much weakened where the trees were at, and that's why they're falling over so quickly. They don't have that much solid earth left. But all that matters is they did not get hurt, so that's good. But that's scary just to witness that. And you're just backing up trying to avoid all these trees falling on you. This will be a crapping pants moment. Oh, dang. That'll make me jump out of my seat.
The trees falling was later discovered to be the result of what's known as ground destabilization, caused by excessive amounts of rain. In the last 8 days, it had rained pretty much non-stop in the area. This waterlogged the soil, making the ground loose, which essentially made it so all the trees didn't have a firm hold in the ground.
I forgot to mention that was also factored in as well. Too much rain would just basically weaken the dirt to make them fall over.
So when one fell, the small force it put on the surrounding trees was enough to take them down with it. The vehicle clearly suffered damage. However, it's unclear if anyone inside of it was injured during the incident. This dashcam footage was taken from a pickup truck in Chile. The driver had just gotten on a highway on-ramp. As he continued forward, the vehicle just in front of him starts using their brakes to slow down. Eventually, they come to a complete stop altogether. That's when the vehicle's doors swing open. Two guys get out, one armed with what looks like a gun. Initially, the driver tries reversing out of there, but there was now a car behind him. This gave him no other option than to push forward.
Yeah, that truck driver said he ain't going to be falling victim to you hijackers. That's one way to get away from them, is plow their car away from them and just keep on going.
The vehicle was pushed far enough for the driver to get onto the highway. During the push, the brake lights of the attacker's vehicle are shown turning on, but this has almost no effect on the pickup. The video was shown to police to help identify the men. It was also posted online, to which a few days later, the real owner of the vehicle used by the men recognized the car as their own. It turns out the car had been stolen a few days prior to this video being taken. This is what led police to believe that the men were also trying to steal the pickup.
Well, they failed. That guy won't give up his truck to these guys. I just hope these guys get caught and arrested for stealing one vehicle and trying to steal another.
This happened in Canada, north of Toronto, in May of 2021. The dashcam footage shows a vehicle driving down the road when suddenly a plane streaks by just in front of it.
Whoa, did you see that? Man, if that vehicle came in about, let's say, 3 or 4 seconds later, that plane probably would have hit the vehicle. That's just scary to see happen on the highway, for sure. Yeah.
The plane just barely missed the hood of the vehicle, and it crash landed, hitting the ground in the long grass across the street. The plane suffered damage to its nose and sides. 2 were inside the plane at the time, an instructor and a student. They were attempting a touch and go, which is a training exercise where you land on the runway and slow down, only to accelerate again for another takeoff immediately after. It's basically used to practice multiple takeoffs and landings in a short amount of time. However, this time the plane had failed to regain enough altitude when it tried taking off again, forcing it to speed across the road into a crash. Fortunately, no one on the ground was hurt, and neither the instructor nor the student received any major injuries.
Oh, thank God. The student must have hit the gas too much, and he pulled up on the yoke of the steering wheel too much, and that's what made it lift up so high and crash. But I'm just glad that the instructor and the student did not get severely injured.
This dashcam footage was recorded in May of 2020. Shown is a vehicle driving down the road in heavy rain and high wind. The area had been seeing storms like this for the last few weeks. As the driver pushes through it, up ahead, power lines begin to tip over. One of them gives out and takes many others down with it.
Oh no. Get away! Whoa, 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 whoa. At this point, I'll be trying to turn around and go back the opposite direction here, because if power lines start falling down like that, you might get shocked.
The power lines explode as they hit the wet ground. Cables and debris are left strewn across the highway. A man on a motorcycle coming from the opposite direction can be seen stopping and running on foot into a field to get away from the wires. And shortly after, the driver with the dashcam does something similar. He drives off the road onto a nearby dirt path, power lines still exploding in the distance. It's unknown if anyone was injured during the incident.
Thank God that guy drove away from them power line cables, because if he went any further, the lines would have probably electrified on the ground and hit his truck. I don't know, that might happen, but you just never know. So he did the right thing and just turning on a dirt path and getting away from the power lines. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on those post notifications for more Chill and Scares content like this. This has been another successful installment of the Tin Man Squirrel channel. I'm your host, Jeffrey Tin Man Taylor, and I say that's a wrap, and have a nice day, y'all.